Well, I'm down at the bowl, and with me is Peter, and one of our refs here in the Isle of Man, which I always love your sponsors.
You're very welcome, yeah.
Peter,
I can just about see you there, it's okay. Yeah.
Quite a lot of changes this year. The sin bin is coming to the Isle of Man. I mean, that's something that we all know about in rugby, I suppose, more than anything. Yep. But it's coming here. It's bringing a way of speeding the game up, would it be as well?
Not so much speeding the game up, but sort of helping the referees in controlling players, because there's been lots of things with player control over the years that's actually put some referees off becoming a referee and staying as a referee. So when there's been a lot of dissent around and a lot of problems against the referee, that's put some of them off. And there's been trials gone on in England for the last 2 years now at various levels of league, and now this is being introduced across all of England and the Isle of Man, obviously, from what they call level 7 across, all the way down. So every game of football at that level and below is covered by the sin bin regulations now.
Will that mean that people can get away a bit more than being sent off fully? Or, I mean, you can take us through the whole thing in a second.
Okay, yeah.
What sort of a good idea, obviously, for you think?
We think it's a very good idea. It needs trialling out and everything else here, and we've got to see how it really adapts, or the players adapt to it. But we really think from the experiences they've seen in England that this is really going to go very well. Okay,
well, take us through what is a sin bin and what is a yellow, because yellow stays at yellow, but there's two different versions of yellow now.
This is absolutely right, and there's not a different colour card as there are in some of the. I mean, it's just that's the way it is. The initial introduction will be for cautions for dissent. That could be verbal or an action where a player is going against what the referee has just done. Now, every referee will have a level of agreement with whether that's a yellow card or not, whether it's a caution or not, and it's very difficult to make that judgment sometimes. It depends how the players actually react. So, for example, if I gave a decision, you were standing next to me and said, "Oh, no, there's no way, ref." That's not really dissent, right? I might say, "No, just calm down a bit," or whatever.
But if they question your parentage or something,
well, they've got to be very careful what they do, because if it's anything to do with offensive, insulting, or abusive language, whether or not that includes a foul word or not, then that's a red card. Full stop.
Right.
So what we're talking about here is just someone dissenting with that decision. So that could be you. Instead of saying that nice thing to me just now, you've shouted at me from 40 yards away and screamed at me, "That never was," and having a go at me over that. "You never saw that, you're terrible," and all that sort of thing. Then we've got to look at that and decide how we judge that. That's most likely to be this new sin bin, which in the old days would be a caution and a straight yellow card. Now you would still get your yellow card,
and you then do something.
Then I would point to the touchline with two hands to say, "You are going in the sin bin."
Is there going to be a special area for it?
No, it won't.
Go back to your home team area.
There's not a naughty step.
Right.
There's not a naughty step. Right. We had to do something about that. No, it's great down here at the bowl. We've got these technical areas, and people could be in there and sent to that area. Of course, on a lot of the pitches around the island, then it's just on the sidelines.
Okay, so they got this sin bin. They're off for how long?
They're off for 10 minutes, or a minimum of 10 minutes.
Oh, so you've got some leeway.
Well, the leeway isn't there in terms of that 10 minutes. It's in terms of how that 10 minutes has elapsed. So if the side, the player has just gone to the sin bin, decide to kick the ball miles away and waste time, that will be added on. If there's a substitution,
we heard that as a potential loophole, but you've got that covered.
It's there. It's totally covered. Yeah. It's the same as it is with any time. When you hear the announcement of time added on at the end of any game at the moment, or added on for half time, the announcer will always say a minimum of.
Right.
So there might be injuries, there might be substitutions, there might be proper time wasting. All that will be added on.
And after 10 minutes, do they have to wait until the next break in the game, or do they come straight on?
No. If once the referee has made the decision that all that minimum of 10 minutes has been used, they might be calling out for it, they might be doing that for a few minutes beforehand, but when we're happy that full 10 minutes has actually gone, we can ask them to come back on the field of play. They can ask for it, but we will have to make a signal, and of course they won't be coming on where the ball is, so we have to wait till the ball's in something.
Loads of questions here. Can they have more than one sin bin per player per game?
If they get up to 2, they will not be taking any further part in the game.
Right.
And only if they have not used all their substitutes would they be able to bring a substitute on.
And will one sin bin yellow and one normal yellow equal a red? Is it
not quite?
Right?
Again, these are great questions, and in fact, we have to produce a checklist, if you like, for referees. This will be going up in all the teams' dressing rooms and everything else. We're doing training courses for the clubs as well, going through that. But if it was an ordinary yellow for a bad foul, and then a dissent sin bin, those two together do not make a red card.
Right.
If, however, there are two of those ordinary foul yellow cards, he's going off anyway because that's the standard regulations. And of course, if you get two sin bins, then you're not going to be coming back on.
Now you say it's been done in everywhere else at the same time, so this is just following the way the game's going.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you think it's good? I mean, can I ask you that? Or
well, it seems to be very good in terms of what we're hearing back on the trials that have been done up to now for those 2 years. Something like 77% of managers, 72% of players, after going through this, are saying, well, this is okay and it should continue. The number for referees was over 80%. They thought there was a major benefit in terms of control of players, people enjoying the game thoroughly. And what you were finding was actually teams are saying to their own players, look, don't do this, we're going to be losing you for 10 minutes, that's no good. So it's actually improving that interaction between players and referees.
The only other thing I've been hearing is it's how to regulate what you accept is a certain level, and having it uniform across every referee, because different referees can interpret things in a different manner. That can lead the players to speculate how far they can push it.
Yeah, or whether I'm going to go off for this or not for 10 minutes. It is a very difficult area. I mean, consistency, of course, we'd all like more consistency there, but whether there's such a thing as complete consistency, I'm not sure we'd ever get to there. But obviously we've been doing training sessions, and I've been doing those with all the referees and with the clubs now as well, and trying to get them to realise that if you're going to shout at me from 40 yards away and keep shouting and shouting and shouting, you're dissenting with my decision. Right. There's
always a lot of mind games, and I'm not even going to mention the person I know who is one of those characters who it's almost like at the beginning of the game it's almost mandatory to set it up, have a bit of a with a referee and try and sort of psych them out slightly. You accept that still?
There are people like that around. That's on island and off island. All of that occurs, and I think it's down to the individual referees how they handle it. I mean, sometimes you can just say, have a quiet word with them, or smile at them in a nice way. I don't mean a derogatory way as well. But there's some other things as well. I was talking there about language, but also we got things which are actions which are actually dissent as well.
Okay.
So if I was to give a foul against you and you're so upset with it you're going to pick the ball up and throw it down in anger, that's dissent. If you've not liked my decisions a couple of times and I said just calm it down, and then I give a decision in your favour, you might want to give me a sarcastic round of applause. That's dissent.
And that off you over
You'll
10
be
minutes.
off for the 10 minutes. Yeah.
See, I mean, that's going to be a big mind change, because people do that all the time, I'm guessing. I've seen it. They think they got away with it.
That might depend on the referee. It doesn't happen to me very often.
Oh, you're on it, are you, straight away?
Yeah.
So up to now, what would you have done at that point before the sin bin came in? Would they
that would have been the yellow card. Right. Now, you're judging the player and you're judging how that's happening. Yeah. And this is all about what level things have got to. If the game's under good control and there's not much happening and someone just gets a little bit upset with something, you can have that quiet word. But if this is coming at you time and time again from 4 or 5 players and they're trying to get at you as a referee, it's different.
Fine, you don't think this needs a new colour card or something? So you've got differences.
We've been talking about that. It's nothing we can do about it. Yeah, we've been told you have a yellow card and that's it. I mean, could it be blue or green? Yeah, I don't know. Yes, that would help. But if you think about when you are putting someone into that sin bin, a temporary dismissal, then you are making a two-handed gesture to the touchline, so people should.
Whatever next, TV replays, at this level, who knows?
Or if we get VAR and everything else, well, I think technology would be interesting. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
If people want to become a referee, we're doing a separate item about that anyway. But is there a number they can contact if they want more information?
They can call directly into Kevin Maitland at the FA and be very, very happy to see them, because this is a great reason for them to think, this might be for me now. It should really make it a much better experience.